with 17 votes. Now, we're not going to count the NWA International title because that was a short-lived belt for a couple of years in WCW that was meant to be Ric Flair, Steamboat, and a couple of other people, and our next name, Rick Rude.
Yes. There you go.
We have not talked about Rude many times on the show. I don't think so. Where was the first time you met him? Was it in Memphis?
In Memphis. He came in. He had a valet. I forgot what her name was. Greener. I think he was direct from Minneapolis, the Minnesota territory. Mm-hmm. And he came in, and I look at him, and this guy here is like 210, 215, at the most 220, but he was tall. And he was in shape. And I found out later he was the toughest one of all of them that came out of Minnesota. He could whip all their asses. The Road Warriors shied away from him. They didn't want to have nothing to do with him. Vader would stay away from him because what they said he had like a punch. If he straightened a punch out on you, forget it. You're going down. You're going to stay down for the count. They had a lot of respect for him. And I mean, Nikita Koloff stayed away from him. Name somebody else from Minnesota.
Oh, God. Pals of Pain. I don't know if they were from Warlord, maybe.
Warlord was there.
Kurt Hennig was, I know that.
And Kurt Hennig, he wasn't. No, anybody could get mad at Kurt. That's he went out of his way to make people like him. So, but nobody, and these are the guys telling me are from Minnesota. They said he was the toughest one of all of them. That if they was in a bar and they want to have a deal, an argument would spill to the street, well, then Rick would kind of put himself in the lead role, even if he didn't even start the argument. And he'd go out and he'd knock the guy out, bam, and then it'd be over, and then they all go back in and they start drinking again. That's how, and he was respected.
What was Rick like personally? Because
he was good. He was great.
Yeah,
kind of funny, not super funny, but when he had to get to know you first. So the first time I met him, he was like, because I'm the veteran. Oh, he could have beat the dog shit out of me if he wanted to. I just didn't. But out of respect, he listened to me, and I saw early on, this guy's got it. This guy don't have to do nothing. And then the gimmick, and they put him with Bobby Heenan. Didn't they put him with Heenan as a manager?
Yeah, in 87 they did. Yeah, in WWF.
And he had, up to that point, he had girlfriends, like managing him. But one of his best gimmicks or angles he ever did was with Jake the Snake. Because Jake the Snake said something about I think Rude said something about Jake the Snake's wife.
Mm-hmm.
And remember that he pulled it off, and he had her face on his crotch, on his tights. Oh, and then here comes Jake, and they released a story. They told him not to go. Everybody told him not to go. Don't go, don't go, don't go. Even Vince told him, no, we don't need you to go. According to Jake, he went against all instructions, which I don't believe. Why would the camera still be there?
Mm.
But he said no. They all told him, don't go, don't go. He said, well, if I don't go, that's going to make me look like, and he was right. So when he went, people responded. So, and they hit a hell of a run. A name you did leave out in this.
Well,
was are you not?
No. You just hold onto your hat there. Just before we move on to our next names, that we've got a few left, definitely. Did you ever wrestle Rick?
Oh yeah, but he was in the learning stages.
Well, that's
So
that's what I want to get out of you. Actually, is how do you wrestle someone who's got that kind of potential, but how would the greenness show through when you were trying to wrestle him and sort of lead him through a match?
He was hesitant to do certain things because he didn't want to look as though he wanted to take over more than he was ready to do. And so I just talked him through this stuff. And then he got to the point to where he trusted me. And see, what a lot of guys don't understand about wrestling, even guys in it, say that we were trying to get him over in Memphis. So we had to beat somebody. So I was a designated jobber guy that week on just around the house loop. So if I'm going to get beat, guess what it's going to take to beat me? The guy's got to be pretty tough. So I have to make him pretty tough in the lead up to him pinning me. So in the fans' eyes, well, hell, that damn Rude guy's pretty tough. You know, he gave Dutch a run for his money. So I don't want him to look weak. I want him to look strong. So at the end, you know, he was a lot better than what I imagined him to be, and he beat me. So I had to make him look good, look strong, look capable, and look like a threat or a force, because we knew where he was going. He was going to Lawler. So we got to build him up the ladder to where he got to Lawler.
Did he draw?
He did. He wasn't there long, but he was probably there 6 months, 8 months. It's a learning period. But in learning, we brought him up the ladder. Memphis was really, really good at teaching guys the ropes, teaching them how to get over in certain situations. And the people who were putting him over, we understood it too. See, we have to understand it more than the guy we're putting over, because we're the ones. See, he was so green, he couldn't lead a match. So we had to lead him and make him look tougher than what he actually envisioned himself being. See, what he would have done left to his own machinery is to go out there and just put us over the whole time, then beat us. Well, we need to make him look tough. So if you see in a boxing match and this guy's going in there and he's a champion, but this other guy's hanging with him, well, damn, he's pretty damn tough. Whether he wins or not, he at least gets respect from the fans. So that was what my job was, and I did my job. I hope I did, because he got over.